think this house needs some weight gain 4000, y'all. Beefcake! Beefcake! This is Liberty Prime with Base Builders, and welcome back to RuneScape Dragonwilds. Y'all, this house is getting awfully tall. So in this episode, we're going to see about making it a little bit wider. And if you enjoy tips and tricks for building in RuneScape Dragonwilds, please be sure to leave a like on this video. Oh, and if you want to see how our wonderful fairytale village is going to turn out, please be sure to subscribe as well. I do have some more plans for this side as well, but I think we're going to go ahead and start over here. But one of the first steps that we need to take is that we're going to actually sort of rejig how this whole foundation is laid out. So let's get into our good old eye of Oculus and do some, quick little destruction here. Alright. Oh, and incidentally, y'all, I got so tired of editing, well, not editing. I got so tired of, having to watch me do all that snapping agony with previous videos that I've decided that from now on, even though I can't spare myself the actual agony, I will spare y'all the agony, and I'm going to fast forward through stuff as best I can so that you can, get to the meat of it rather than hearing me cuss about not being able to snap properly for ages and ages and ages. But let's get a nice little torch over here because I'm about to destroy this beam. Let's see, where is furniture? Here is torches. Yay! And we will definitely be making use of that torch before too much longer, but okay. So anyway, the point is, well, I didn't move it back as far as I meant to. I plan to move this back so that it kind of matches up with this side over here, which means that I need to move it back one more notch, or, boy, I sure did fail at that. This is actually about the level that it needs to be at, so let's just snap to this instead of snapping to the wall. Let's see, here we go. And is this correct? One can but hope. I don't know where that little piece came from. Who can remember at this stage? Come on, get down there. Well, let's get back into advanced snapping then. Maybe that'll do the trick, or maybe it will entirely fail the trick. Come on, get over there. This is not hard. This is exactly the kind of thing that I'm going to be fast-forwarding through. Ay, drive me crazy. Let's try basic snapping. Can you do the basic thing that I'm basically trying to ask you to do? There we go, finally. Ooh, that was not worth the trouble. Well, maybe it was. But not only are we going to be moving this back one block's worth, whatever you want to call it, we're going to actually start moving this up a little bit, and speaking of this mysterious little piece over here, that's what we're going to use to make that happen. I do love me some cheater pieces, which I probably need to come up with a better name for them, but I've just been mentally calling them cheater pieces for so long that I'm just going to stick with that, I think. Alright, and this is going to be telling us, well, I'm using this to tell the game where I want this thing to start. So let's get right back over to our little foundation piece. And now, hopefully, once we get into advanced snapping, we should be able to make it snap to this little cheater piece. And if y'all have any better ideas for what to call that kind of a piece, please do let me know in the comments, because I am very much open to suggestions with that one. But we are also going to be making this a little bit wider, as I previously stated, and this little sapling here is going to cause us a little bit of grief, I have a feeling. But let's go ahead and keep on building out. Oh, and if I can, I don't trust me to destroy that piece right now. We'll get to that later. What we're going to get to right now is building this out, a portion. Not quite sure how wide I want it to be. Let's see if we can get a good vantage point. Well, let's get something smaller in the way. Don't know why I suddenly decided to go over here for it, but that's a good small piece to get out of the way with. Okay, let's see how far off our tether will let us get. And let's spin this around so that it's even less in the way. Oh, of course it's nighttime now. Well, anyway, I think that I'm going to make this wider, and I also think that I'm going to make it daylight. And incidentally, I did slightly move my little starter hut. Ooh. Don't know what just happened there. Oh, I think I just reclaimed my bed. Oh, good grief. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. What I meant to do was just get out here. They seem to be coming from this direction usually. Where are you? Come on, there we go. Yeah. Good grief. I probably should feel sorry for those goblins, but at this stage, no, I don't feel sorry for them anymore. They're doing a foolish thing by continually attacking me, and it's getting on my nerves, rather than making me feel sympathy for them. So, you know, stop doing foolish things. Anyway, actually, let's get back into the Eye of Oculus. And I don't understand. Ooh, I think I might be out of some stuff here, y'all. So I'm going to take a quick little brief break to do a little bit of grinding here.
A few moments later.
All right. Ooh. Yeah, small little bit of grinding done, although I have completely forgotten what I needed those runes for. Oh well, eventually I'll figure it out, or I won't even notice that I suddenly now have it, but let's see what we were doing. We were adding a little bit more to this foundation, that much is for sure. Maybe I needed it to just get up in the air. Hopefully I got plenty of those, whatever it was I needed. But it looked like I wasn't out of too much of anything, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, come on. Oh, we're going to have to edit this out again, aren't we? How do y'all like that fast forward effect? I hope that works for you. Because it's going to happen a lot. There we go. Back to regular time. Ooh, I'm hopeful that I don't need to... Oh, I'm in my own way. Yeah, I need something down there. Dang it. Ooh, that did snap nicely afterwards. That's good. Now we're gonna, we're gonna slightly expand this, but I see a problematic little sapling right here. Well, you're gonna be a little bit of an annoyance later on, aren't you? I mean, I can deal with you every single time that I see you pop up, but ooh, that is really annoying to have to do. Okay, let's get rid of these guys. Don't need them anymore. Now I'm kind of trying to line this little wing up with that wing back there. Not sure if we've quite managed it, but close enough for now. Oh, and we don't need that foundation. Alright, come on, Snap. There we go. Ooh, I like it when you follow my commandments. Ooh, that is very useful. Okay. It would be useful again. There we go. I don't think I had to fast forward that one. Alright, well let's go ahead and get some of this floor in place. And make it so that we can go about our business upstairs. Oh, but you know, before I put this little piece of floor in, let's get some more stuff out of the way, because I've got plans for this right here. And I might have plans to make this a little bit deeper. Not sure I can fit a whole nother course. I am kind of sure that I would like to get rid of this tree, though. Oh, and I can't remember if I mentioned it in a video before, but... Alrighty, well, let's get out of Eye of Oculus, and I will do a tiny little bit of show and tell here. Okay, these saplings, you gotta go. No more. But unfortunately, the saplings will come back and come back and come back, but you know what? I've decided to just live with it. But with these trees, however, I don't actually have to just live with it. So let's do the kind of grinding that I usually just edit out, or bother to record. I'm going to do some of that here. Well, we're going to go ahead and shred you into splinters. Oh, stay close enough that you get... Okay, good. I hate it when the log rolls away from me as I'm in the process of turning it into splinters, because that, basically just wastes the spell and makes me wait another, 30-45 seconds before I can do it again. But we're getting rid of this stump so that I can do a little demonstration, and hopefully it still works. Where was that? I think it was right about here, hopefully. Okay, we're going to build a foundation here on top of where I'm pretty sure that tree was. And let me, while we're at it, see, I was worried about that. If we wanted to expand this further, then we would need to do a half block rather than a full block's worth. or 1 notch worth, or however you want to express that. But anyway, having built a foundation on this, this will actually stop this tree from regrowing. And I've tested this, and it will stay stopped for, basically the rest of the game. But if I were to go over here and chop down this little trunk, if I can get close enough to it, if I were to chop this little guy down, which eventually will happen, and then build something right on top of it, and I really wish that I had marked better where that was. I think it was right on top of that. It's going to be a little bit squirrely with it. Well, and of course it's not being squirrely right now. But sometimes it will just keep telling you that it is an unstable spot. And let me try destroying some of these so that it can do the thing that I just told you it was going to do. But anyway, it will tell you that it is an unstable block, and that it will, just kill itself. Maybe I've picked the wrong spot to do it in. Well, it's not doing it right now, but anyway, what it was doing before, until I decided to use it for a little demonstration piece, was that it would claim that it was unstable because that trunk was somewhere under there in theory. And it would only stop claiming to be unstable if you built something beside it. So you would have to basically build 2 foundations side by side in order to get the one that's over the former tree trunk to actually stay stable and not just, commit suicide. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not a YouTube-friendly word. Commit seppuku. But anyway, the main point of all of this is that if I want this foundation to be any wider down here, it's going to need to be just a little half piece wider rather than a full piece wider. But for now, we're not going to bother with that half piece, and we're not going to bother with this full piece. Although I'm kind of tempted to leave something there just to keep that tree from regrowing, but might wind up working out for us later on. What I am going to do here is make a little entryway for these stairs. And speaking of entryways for stairs, I'm actually going to just knock all this... Oh, I don't know what I just destroyed. Well, let's find out later on. It's probably up there somewhere. We're just going to use this to destroy slightly more exactly. Oh, I think I see what I destroyed. Maybe there was a cross piece over there. I hope that's all it was. Oh, I must be overburdened already. As usual, I'm getting lost in the sauce. Okay, I wanted to destroy these walls because I wanted to have a certain little staircase effect here. Don't need... Well, I guess we maybe do want to keep that staircase. We'll find out in just a few seconds. Because there is going to be... Okay, well, there's going to be a sapling in the way. So let's get rid of this, and then let's actually just get into the Eye of Oculus. Someplace where stuff is likely to drop on our heads, because that's going to be kind of useful to us. Okay, let's see. Eye of Oculus. And then a little bit more destruction rampage. Using this. Okay, now I'm thinking that this level down here is going to be basically a part of this up here. And I'm going to have a little short staircase going from this up to this, so that this is not quite such a cramped space. But the reason that I'm doing that is because there's going to be a little bit of a wing over here as well. Maybe just like 2 deep, because I can build something, well, not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm planning to make this go, be just a little bit more of a wing feature. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that one yet either, but we're going to do something over there. Ooh, getting lost in my own little starter hut. It's getting on towards evening too, isn't it? Okay, well, all that getting distracted aside, one of the things that I wanted to show y'all was how I do staircases nowadays, because it is slightly changed. And that's, a lot of that is to do with the fact that, okay, in real life, y'all, I hate it when there's, well, here, let me get over to the actual staircase. I hate it when there's like see-through stairs like this, where, and the main reason that they bug me so much is because I'm always worried that I'm going to put my foot a little bit too far through and then get my ankle tangled and fall, and all sorts of horrible things will happen. And that was not something that ever bothered me before I had MS. That's just something that seems to have developed, and I'm not sure if there's actually any more danger of it than there ever was before. But the main point of that little diatribe is that now I love having something behind these stairs to back them up and make them look a little bit more, well, solid. And so we're going to do exactly that. And let's see, I'm trying to decide if I need to get rid of this little guy. Oh, ooh, would you look at that? Yeah, I don't like the way that's sort of bleeding through this stone portion there. I also don't like the fact that it's getting awfully dark, so... Well, I'm still too overweight to do that, and I'm going for the wrong spot. I keep forgetting that I have moved this over here. And I do like having this little starter hut near wherever I'm working so that I'm sure that I'm getting that cozy effect. It is worth the price of the occasional little goblin warband raid. But let's get back up here and keep on yammering away. Yeah, see, I don't like that bleeding through like that. That's just very untoward. So we're going to have to do a little bit of something to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. Let's get right back up here to our little Eye of Oculus post and get in our own way again. Let's see. Well, now, before we put too much effort into getting rid of this, let's see. Let me see if we... yeah, we don't have any smaller unit than that, do we? I'm kind of thinking maybe this would be a little bit nicer for indoor stairs. Might think about that. Let me see what that looks like. The main reason that I don't really want to use this is just because it takes up a little bit of extra space. But on the other hand, this is a situation where the extra space isn't going to cost me all that much. I'm going to take a look at what the roof looks like for the 30 degrees. Because that is... Well, it's giving me a nice small option here. Let's see if I can get you where I want you and see if you will behave the way I want you to behave. Once I put something in front of you. Okay, let's get rid of you so that I can put you where I want you. Okay. And incidentally, you can probably tell from here that I actually have clicked this down one stage. That's to make sure that it's actually, sort of behind the stairs. And eventually you'll see what the finished effect looks like. Once I remember how to say words with my mouth. It's a useful skill for someone who's, talking all day. Well, maybe not all day, but for quite a while. Okay, just more fast forwarding here. Actually, that was really kind of surprisingly fast. So never mind. Maybe I don't need to fast forward. And dang it, that is still bleeding through. Oh well. We're going to erase one of those, but I might go ahead and just stick with that style of stairs, or stair backing. So let's go ahead and work this on through. Any second now. Okay, and we can use the nice wide ones. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out what's going to cost me the least. Okay, this cost me 6 for a full width one, and this would cost me 8 for a full width one, so let's go with the cheaper but much larger one. Okay. Although over here it does kind of make sense to use the cheaper one. Although, since I'm going to be doing a few stairs over here as well, might make the best sense to use a valley piece. Ooh, but I don't know if that little ridge in the middle is going to mess me up. Well, let's find out in just a second. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try one other thing before we get going with that weird little gap in the stairway. Because I am planning to do a little bit of a jog out, can't remember the name of it, I can't remember the term all of a sudden. See, if I were to do something like this, let's see if that would conceal that roof piece. And by the way, as a reminder, the reason that I am staggering those at first is that if I just sort of, spin this around each time, it gives it a slightly less weirdly repetitive, uniform, in the wrong way kind of a look to it. So I wind up doing that, and I'm going to see if I can extend those out just a little bit, that little roof piece. Let's see what happens. And hopefully it's going to conceal just enough, and hopefully I can get it to snap. Okay, there we go. That was surprisingly fast. Alrighty, how much are you concealing? Okay, I might be able to live with that. Not utterly thrilled with it, but I might be able to live with it. Maybe I can cover it up with a little support anyway. And I am going to be putting some little supports there. Not sure how close together they're going to be, but they're going to be there. Alrighty, well, let's go with that for now, but I think that if I were to do this further one, it might be just a little bit too much. Yeah, ooh. Well, I don't know. I might be able to live with that. And we don't even necessarily need to have the stairs going up that far anyway. Okay, well, anyway, we've got some more work to do over here. Let's see. We're going for just one more unit of this roof over here. I'm going to do these stairs too wide over here if I can get them to snap. Hello, fast forwarding. Or hello, just destroying the thing that's in the way of making it snap. Okay, because we can always rebuild that thing. And we do need quite a bit more flooring here pretty soon anyway. Alrighty, this might be the time when I have to fast forward through the horrible, repetitive attempt to snap. Alright, well that wasn't too terribly painful, but I gotta do it again right now. Okay. Now, that is temporarily done. I was thinking about widening this up just a little bit. And I'm not quite sure if this is the way that I want to do it. Ooh, and I think that I need to rotate these, don't I? And I'm supposed to, once this starts showing, I'm supposed to start, I think it's what, like, counterclockwise each time? Well, let's find out. And that is supposed to kind of make them match up. I can't really tell in this particular bit of lighting. Let's go ahead and destroy this wall, because this wall is not going to be here once I'm done. Okay, we do have a little bit of overhang there. Maybe that's the word I was searching for before. Overhang? Who knows? Let's go ahead and get rid of this wall too. Let's put a little bit of... Well, we're going with overhang whether or not that's what I was looking for. It is now officially an overhang. And... Ooh, we're probably out of materials because it's all strewn about the place. So let's just creep on up and grab a whole bunch of this stuff. Ooh, 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 well that was a nice little trick. I love it when I defy gravity like that. Okay. Let us see. Okay, there's some more stuff down there to pick up too. And let's see if we're actually out of materials. Well, we're certainly overburdened by now. Alrighty. Well, we're a little bit low on oak, and we're a little bit way too high on birds' nests. Let's see about... Oh, good grief with these feathers. Okay. Got plenty of ash planks. I probably got some nice oak in the, in this lumber storage here. Not quite as much as I want to have, but good enough for now, and we're going to just be nice and overburdened for a little while. Because once we get over here and get back into the Eye of Oculus, it's not going to matter anyway. Yeah, use some oak, so let's pick you up. We're already overburdened. It's not going to hurt me none. Let's see. Okay, let us get back into our little post here. Alrighty, we were building some more stuff here. And we were also doing some of that. Yeah, see, I was foolish by putting these here, because I don't need that. Well, I guess I do need that one. So I only was able to destroy one, but hey, a little spot of destruction goes a long way, doesn't it? Alrighty, oh yeah, I was in the middle of putting some of this little overhang flooring. I think that I need to do that. If I miss out, oh well, we'll just have to live with those consequences. Now, these bushes are very annoying, by the way. You can't get rid of them, and they'll just... They don't... Many of the things get sort of blanked out by building something near them, like... some of this grass would get blanked out, and you are not going to be very useful to me, are you, for demonstration purposes? Okay, yes, I'm trying to demonstrate a thing. Help me do that. Okay, well, that didn't demonstrate it at all. Oh well, anyway... Usually when you build something, it becomes dirt nearby. Like, I think that that's what happened here. The dirt underneath this little starter hut. Oh, and I didn't mean to get out of there. Let's get right back in there. It's just for whatever reason, my brain just, sort of fades over the whole part where I can brain and talk and do all sorts of useful things. Because I just completely lose track of what I was saying. Anyway, I think we can probably manage without it. Okay, we are starting to get this whole thing to look a little bit like it's a whole thing, and I don't think I'm likely to need these decorative blocks. We can always put them back if we did need them. But let's go ahead and finally put down these stairs and see what the finished effect is. Oh yeah, I needed to switch over to the... Oh, there's no such thing as 30-degree stairs. Oh yeah, there is. Okay. Phew, scared myself for a second there. Okay, now you just need to snap for me. Oh, you're actually snapping for me. Weird. I was thinking I would have to switch over to advanced snapping. Okay, Well, I'm just so weirded out by the fact that this is behaving so well. But the reason that I went over that a ways was in hopes that I would have a... Oh, no, I don't have a... I was hoping for a... Well, I might have to rejigger this whole thing. Let's see what it looks like without rejiggering. Well, first of all, we can destroy this. What I'm trying to spit out is that I was hopeful that I could have a little inner corner piece there. Let's see what it's gonna look. Yeah, it's... okay, well, I'm gonna just have to double over here. I continue to be surprised that it's being so nice about doing what I was wanting. Well, that's, that joint is kind of unobtrusive. Let's get up nice and... Well, let's get something else out so that I can hopefully see a little bit better. Maybe I can have that out. What I want to do is just get down here and see what I'm looking at. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm relatively pleased with that. So I think we might go with that. Maybe I just didn't need an inner corner. But what we've got here is quite a bit of, staircase leading up into this whole area. And there's going to be something over here. Don't know what yet, but something. And what there's going to be over here will be a little entryway. Now let's see if I can... Oh yeah, I am going to put a overhang right around the back and the side here too. But I'm going to put an entryway that's centered right here, although it doesn't even need to be centered, but kind of like the idea of not having to climb up too high on the stairs. And this staircase might start getting in my way already. Okay, let's go for a little bit of overhang here. And why am I being so brain farty here? Let's see. We need some overhang. And once again, we're gonna, do every other with this particular one. And I don't know, actually, I'm undecided about whether or not I need to have an overhang on the back. It might kind of help me to center things out properly, though, so I might do it just for the sake of that. Yeah, let's do it just for the sake of that. Okay, and once again, rotating so that we can alternate. Alrighty, and yeah, let's put it in the right spot. How's that sound? Didn't really sound like something that I managed to do first try, personally, but let's see. I wonder if I'm no longer overburdened by now. Probably I'm still overburdened. Let's go ahead and put some of those little fake supports up, which is a thing that we do with these little pieces, the inverted roof support wall. We just kind of bury them back in the foundation. That is one nice thing about having these huge thick foundations. Of course, the less nice thing about it is that you got to fight with it to get it to snap in the correct spot. Oh, and speaking of the correct spot, I was hoping that would conceal those little fake stairs, but maybe not so much. Oh well. Let's go to war with the snapping. And sometimes a cheater piece is the only way that might work. And I do say might. We're gonna go with cheater pieces the whole way down. Alright, and now we go in a little Destructothon. And we've got almost all this settled. I don't know why you decided to stick out so much further. Although that is reminding me that perhaps it would be a good idea to have one or two of these sticking out a little bit further. We can maybe make this one stick out further and this one. But let's get us some daylight to be working with. Oh, we're still overburdened. I probably should not be shocked, but I shall be going to bed. Alrighty, ooh, boy, I sure am bent over pretty badly. Okay, well, anyway, let's see if we can, let's see if we can find the right keys on the keyboard. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we did manage a pretty decent jump there. I'm gonna switch weapons, because I don't need to be doing any more prospecting at the moment. What I need to do is get right back into the Eye of Oculus. And let's see if we needed to add any more foundation here. I don't think we do. So I think it might be time to get going with sketching out some walls. Let's see. Well, first of all, I know that I'm going to put in a doorway here. Let's see. Let's try to get this in the middle because we're going to put windows on either side, and it looks like we might have just about the right amount of leeway there. But we are going to be putting a doorway in here. We're going to scooch it back a little bit. We're going to have a staircase coming down about here, and hopefully it's going to be able to cover up most of this bush. Those bushes, they're trouble. But we're going to be slightly making that doorway recede. So we're going to put some of these little decorative pieces, which I use far more often than I probably should, but they're just such a useful size. Let's see if we can get this going. Well, I'm getting a little bit on the hungry side, but I'm not desperate yet, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's just go ahead and keep on with this part, and hopefully this will actually allow me to cross the pieces like I like to do. We'll just have to find out. It's looking plausible. There we go. And I've discovered, y'all, that whenever this is doing that thing where it just refuses to cross on top of itself, sometimes if you just, rotate it around again, then it'll do the trick, but didn't need to do it that time, which is convenient. But I'm thinking that I'm going to put a second window here, a little bit off center, because I'm planning to put a dormer above it. This is not going to be a double height area, but, let's see what we can do. Let's see if that's going to be in the right spot. Can't quite tell yet. And let's see. I'm probably going to have a little bit of heightening going on here, though, so, I'm thinking that this lower floor should be high enough so that someone can comfortably go down these stairs. Actually, I'm going to... Alright, yeah, I was actually not overburdened. How odd. That is definitely not my natural state. Alrighty, how many pieces can we fit out here? I might need to move this little window over there as I, balance entirely on my right foot. I wonder how much of that down there I can pick up. Let's find out, shall we? Wow, I could pick up quite a lot of that. I'm kind of shocked. I wonder what that is down there. I do probably need some more ground sandstone, so let's just get all nice and overburdened. Might as well. Hopefully that'll save me time in the long run. And let's see if we can get up here again. Ooh, okay. Let's just go ahead and pick this up too. Yeah, I am carrying too much weight. Usually you let me pick it up anyway, though. There we go. Come on, let me pick this one up too. See if I can find it. There we go. So I can collect the stuff that I have dropped, just not the stuff that was already on the ground. Good to know. Let's just get up here where it doesn't matter anyway. And, okay, I think I am going to move this window over just a skosh. One notch, and we'll just have to figure out how to make it look correct outside. But, let's see. We're going to be blocking this off, and... Oh yeah, I was going to do some more messing around with the supports, wasn't I? But I don't know if that's going to cooperate quite the way I want it to either, though. Oh, what do you want to bet that I destroy the wrong thing here? Let's see how many times it takes me and how many foundations I have to rebuild to get it to work. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Okay, well, let's leave that gone while we see if we can put a support that's you know, sort of double deep or full width deep or something like that. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm after. Okay, you stay there. No, you be in the right... Oh, no, that's not what I'm after. Well, dang. There might not be the correct little notch. Yeah, there's not the correct little notch, is there? Oh, that's a shame. And it's actually a shame that I destroyed the one that was in the right spot, so... Anyway, let's try to just put back this foundation and pretend that none of that ever happened. I'm not going to edit it out. I'm just going to, you know, ignore it. But where'd you go? I don't remember getting rid of you. Let's see. Are you at the correct rotation? Probably not. No, you're not. Let's see. Gotta make sure that it lines up on top as well. Let's see how this looks. If we can actually put it in the correct spot. Not taking any bets. No, that's not the correct rotation. Okay. Let's go counterclockwise. Even though it doesn't matter because I'm doing a full 180. Okay, let's get lost in the sauce yet again. And now we will rotate you one more again. And see how that looks from down there. It looks like I've dropped a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, as we were doing, we're going to put some more wall up. And we're going to hit B several times so that we can actually get this thing to pop up. Okay, I think we're going to do just a little bit more crisscrossing here. Ooh, I'm a little bit undecided, actually. Well, you know what? I think I'm just going to use a wider window down here. Ooh, you actually let me crisscross properly. I am so pleased. Oh, and I have just leveled up for that. Oh, wait, no, that was not doing it correctly, was it? Okay, well, let's do that thing where we rotate it, and hopefully it will actually behave this time. Nope, it's not actually behaving this time. Okay, well, this is going to be one of those fast-forwarding events until I get it to work. Actually, we're going to just get rid of this window here, put the one that I was planning to use in place, and maybe it will somehow fix the problem. Hey, weird things happen in this game. You just never know what's going to work. Well, it'll work eventually. We'll just get back to it. Ooh, and that's annoying. Maybe I will just have to do the triple wide thing. See, that one was crossing so nicely. Okay, well, we will do the triple wide thing over here. Ooh, actually, well, if I can get this to snap the way that I want to, I'm going to do the decorative thing. There's a little strip in the middle, but now I'm out of materials again. Oy. Well, I didn't like you anyway. Or something. I'm gonna just pretend that those stairs are there. Oh man, it's amazing how far out some of these things go. Go away, chicken. I'll just, eat you later. I had a whole lot more stuff stored up than I thought I did. Okay, let's see. That might lighten the load slightly, and this is me checking to make sure that I do actually have pretty much all the things we need. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make a little bit more space by getting some of this going over here. We always do seem to need these ash planks. And we are now a little bit lighter. I guess the beefcake thing didn't quite work out for us this time. Well, diets are all the rage, aren't they? Okay, what I was originally thinking, what I was previously thinking, or words to that effect, was to put a little bit of a decorative break in here, because why not? Where did that just go? I keep reading that I'm not in the Eye of Oculus. So let's get back in the Eye of Oculus so that I don't do that again. Although, goodness knows, I will almost certainly do that again. Okay, Alrighty, let's put the rest of this up here. And actually, while we're out here, let's get rid of this. But you know what? Before I tie up this episode, there's one more thing that I'm thinking of doing, and that's moving this window up here. I'm going to put this little decorative strip down here, about where the window boxes are. Move this up, and yeah, put the window boxes back when I'm done. But now that I'm looking at this, I just don't like this anyway, so never mind about that. We're just going to, live with the fact that it's refusing to snap correctly, and we're going to put a little offset crisscross thingy here, because that seems to cooperate pretty nicely. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. It's the annoying part, but, well, I don't know. Well, I'll come up with some other solution eventually, probably, but right now I ain't got it, so we're just gonna go with that. Another thing I could do would be to just move this foundation back 1 block's worth, which I might wind up doing, but not right now. One thing that we are going to go ahead and move a block's worth back is this. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be, because we're going to have to destroy these 2 foundations and then get some to go in just the right spot, which is, just the right spot is always a pretty big ask in this game. So there might be some more fast forwarding. Although this is happening faster than it took me to actually pronounce the word fast forwarding. So, here we go. And let's go ahead and put in that little staircase, because it's getting kind of aggravating to have to go right back around back there. So let's go for our little staircase trick, which outside I'm definitely planning to use these guys. Oh, please step where I want you to. This is not an outrageous thing that I'm asking of you. I promise. Yep, more fast forwarding. Cheater piece for the win. Alright, and now we put a little staircase on top of it, and we'll figure out how to sort of decorate the sides of it later on, but for now we're just going to go ahead with the staircase portion. And, ooh, that's almost meeting the ground. Oh, just do the thing. Let's get back into basic. Sometimes the only way to trick it into doing what you want it to is to put something directly beside the piece that you're trying to deploy. So anyway, let's get right back over here. We're going to keep on finishing out these walls for just a little bit longer. Don't have any great plans for back here, but we're going to go with that. Maybe go with, well, I don't think we really need a window back here. The main view would be just, dirt and then rock a little bit higher up, so I don't really think that we necessarily need to have that big reveal for us. So let's just put some nice boring little, hopefully crisscrossed walls, and perhaps we're going to need to peg it over here again. Oh, why are you so mean to me? You just don't like me sometimes, do you? Well, game, I hate to break it to you, but I actually love you, so you know what? You're just gonna have to learn to live with me. Which is probably not the nicest line, because, now that I think about it, a few too many people say that kind of thing. And they are not necessarily someone that you want to learn to live with. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this crisscross over here and just resign myself to reality, although I'm gonna make the angle go the other way. Okay, do it. And I'm actually kind of curious. I wonder if basic snapping will help me out over here. Nope. It did not. Okay, well that's just gonna have to work for our back wall. And maybe I should have just resigned myself to that over here. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. As Jack Bitty loves to say, I'm thinking. Okay, well, we'll figure out how we're going to do this part later on, but a couple more steps before we call this episode. We are going to make this, yeah, at the very least, double high. I think that this is going to be sort of all one floor here. I'm not going to bother with an upstairs to this portion. But I am going to bother with having a nice little doorway window just to shed some light on the whole situation. Oh, am I out of materials already? Oh, yeah. It's amazing how much I can use up by just accidentally, putting stuff all over the floor. Oh, and I don't need to use that little back path anymore. I'm going to have to move this starter hut over just a little bit later on, y'all. But let's just pick up all this stuff. We don't really even need to go any further than that, most likely. We probably even have plenty of oak. Let's find out. Yeah, we still got 40 oak. Okay, let's get out of that. And let's actually use the stairs this time. Alright, one more little trip into the Eye of Oculus here. At what is fast approaching nighttime. While I'm thinking of it, let's put up a few torches here to make this whole situation a little bit easier on us. Oh, get out of my way, me. Okay, that's going to be kind of helpful. And let's just, well, not quite sure where I should put this, but doesn't really matter all that much. Let's just put you right about here. And let's just put you right about here. And I will just adjust you as needed later on, as my OCD dictates. I'll put you right about here. Although, of course, we could always just go to bed, which is probably the better way to do it. But hey, sometimes you don't want to take a break from your building, which happens to me all the time. I don't really want to take a break from my building, and I'm seeing a need to have a little bit of a crossover here. Well, and we will just have to figure that out at some later time, I think, as well. I'm kind of regretting putting that window just a little bit to one side, but maybe I do need to go ahead and go with that idea of just pushing this all back one notch. That won't look too funky. Shall I do it now? I think it's going to happen one way or the other, and it will make it a little bit easier to deal with this. Yeah, I think that might have to happen. Oh, but I don't want to. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just do this as fast as I can, y'all. And there might be some fast forwarding going on. I'll see y'all come daylight or possibly afternoon.
One eternity later.
Well, that gave me quite a bit of grief getting that foundation right. Now let's get all those walls back in place. Y'all, what with an eternity having passed there, I have long since forgotten what I actually wound up doing on some of these walls, especially this one, but let's get back into it. And I sure enough hope that all that trouble was worth it to make it just one notch shorter, but I am at least a lot happier with the way that this wall has turned out, and it makes the back wall match up a lot better as well. Although I couldn't get these things to cross over here, but I'm at peace with that. And I might even put a window back here, but I just don't really see much point to it. I don't think we need to worry about catching all the, the one deer that passes back here once in a blue moon. But let's get right back into that Eye of Oculus, because I'm not quite done heightening this little section here. We're going to go ahead and put some of this up here. And for all I know, before I started my eternity's worth of work, I had done this, but, well, I just needed to put it back into place anyway. So, let's get that done. And we will start to, just barely sketch out the roof. Well, at least sort of figure out what it's going to look like. Because I'm thinking that we're going to have the peak back here. It's going to be side-facing rather than front-facing. And I do think that I am going to try to put a little dormer window on it as well. So we're going to go ahead and put that into place right about there. But you know what, y'all? I think we're going to have to wait until the next episode before we see how that turns out. But if y'all have enjoyed this episode and my interesting little journey into eternity there, because my goodness, y'all, I'm not sure I even left all of it in to fast forward through. I might have just snipped out huge portions of it because that was quite the long haul there. But anyway, eternity aside, and eternity is something we all need to give a thought to ever so often, but wasn't expecting to spend it building something in Dragonwilds. Ooh. But anyway, if y'all have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like on this video. And if y'all are interested in seeing how this whole build turns out, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the updates on this interesting little fairy tale build, which just keeps on getting bigger and bigger with this one house. And we still got a few more additions that I plan to make, so we're gonna just have to see how it turns out. And I've got more plans for this whole area too, because this is gonna be a village, y'all, when I'm done with it. But I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.